Today, let me say something that will challenge everything you were taught about success. If you are pushing harder right now, if you feel urgency to fix your life, if you think that your instinct is to double down because things feel slow, this is not accelerating your breakthrough. It's actually delaying it. And before your mind really tries to argue, stay with me. Because this is not a motivational opinion, this is an identity diagnosis. You're not stuck because you lack discipline. You are not behind because you aren't doing enough. You're experiencing friction because your nervous system no longer responds to force. And when force no longer works, pushing becomes sabotage, even when your intentions are pure. There was a time when pushing worked for you. It worked because your identity was built around survival, responsibility, providing worth, staying ahead of fear, holding everything together. Your nervous system knew how to perform in pressure. Pressure felt familiar, urgency felt productive, strain felt normal. You learned that movement equals safety. So pushing wasn't really wrong, it was adaptive. But here's what no one really explains. When identity evolves, the same behaviors that once created momentum begin to create resistance. Not because you're not doing them right, but because they belong to a version of you that no longer exists. Identity upgrades do not announce themselves. They don't arrive with confidence. They don't come with clarity. They arrive with a lot of disorientation. You will observe that some things just suddenly feel very misaligned. Hustle feels heavy. Motivation drops. Old goals suddenly lose emotional charge. Rest doesn't feel restful. Effort doesn't feel rewarding. And instead of recognizing this as evolution, most people assume regression. They push harder, which creates more friction. Because pressure is no longer compatible with who they are becoming. Let's clarify something very important. Drive is clean, urgency is not. Drive comes from things like expectation, identity, inner authority, whereas urgency comes from fear. Fear of loss, fear of falling behind, fear of being exposed, fear of stillness. Urgency disguises itself as ambition, but your body knows the difference. Urgency tightens the system, drive stabilizes it. Your next level does not respond to tension anymore, it responds to coherence. Your body suddenly just doesn't follow logic. This is where most intelligent, capable people get stuck. They try to think their way through an identity shift, but the identity does not update through logic, it updates through self-felt safety. Your body must believe that I don't need to earn rest. I don't have to chase results. I don't have to rush to be safe. Until then, every push reinforces the old identity and the body quietly resists it. There was a point in my own journey when effort stopped producing the same results. Not because I became lazy, not because I lost discipline, but because my identity had moved ahead of my behavior. The same old methods that used to work in the past suddenly felt very forced. The urgency felt exhausting, and stillness felt a little unfamiliar, even threatening at times. That's when I realized something very critical. I wasn't meant to push my way into the next chapter. I was meant to expect it. An expectation requires a different kind of nervous system setting in comparison with effort. Here's a paradox most people never really see. Pushing tells the nervous system what I want isn't safe to receive yet. So when the opportunity appears, even when money comes, even when visibility increases, the system can't really hold it. It leaks, it sabotages, it overthinks, it creates chaos. Not because you don't deserve it, but because your body hasn't learned how to receive without pressure. Most importantly, what really happens is the more and more you try to bring control into the entire dynamic, you see everything starts slipping away. You see the same fear creeping in. You feel the same emotions of lack, of not enough. And you know how the reticular activating system works, right? So the moment you start feeling those, it will start showing up as well as proof of what you're thinking. So if there comes a time through this transition where you suddenly think that you just took a few steps forward and now you're having to take a couple of steps backward, go ahead, pause, breathe, and recalibrate. Start going back to the basics of basics, nervous system regulation. Take time to get your emotions in the check. Go ahead and learn how to calibrate, learn how to regulate your nervous system and your emotions every single day. Because what happens is you might not need that regulation every day, but when suddenly things start going against what you've planned for, when the universe starts challenging you, emotionally you're very grounded and you know the confidence that you come from, which says, you know what, this is just a wobble in the system and everything else is just taking care of itself. So I don't need to worry about that. What I've set an expectation for, what I've set an intention for, is already there, somewhere circulating in my environment. And all that I need to do really is take a deep breath and calm down. Trust. Have a large amount of faith at work. And when that happens is when magic happens. That's what people call miracles. But it's not a miracle unless you give it some time to work in your life. The magic is just going to unfold itself if you allow it. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Imagine two internal modes. One is labeled as force. It feels rushed, tight, reactive. And the other one is labeled as authority. It feels calm, grounded, certain. Notice which one your body trusts more right now. Authority does not chase outcomes. Authority assumes alignment. And the moment you stop pushing, your system begins to reorganize around trust. The reframe is what changes everything. And here's the truth you need to hear. You don't need more discipline, you don't need more strategy, nor do you need more motivation. You need to remove urgency from your identity. The timeline that you set for yourself is what creates that urgency. Because urgency belongs to the past and authority belongs to the future. All that you need to do is take that timeline out of the equation. If this landed quietly, if something softened instead of tightened, if you felt relief rather than excitement, that is recognition. If something inside you said, this explains everything, then this work is already working on you. I don't work with people who want quick fixes. I work with those who are ready to shift identity, nervous system, standards permanently. I've done the work and I know that it works. Over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing more identity calibration activities or more activations, and also explain how that actually works, what shifts first, and how to move from effort to inevitability. If you feel this pull go deeper, stop pushing, stop guessing, and be guided into your new identity. You'll know exactly when to reach me and how to reach me. When that moment comes, the door will open. Until then, stay here and let the recalibration continue.